Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. Call InventHelp today.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-352-1609. That's 1-800-352-1609.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 52security.com. That's the number 52security.com. 52security.com. Go to 52security.com.
Hurt or injured in a car accident? It can be hard to take the proper legal action after a car accident, but waiting can cost you more. While you're fighting and speaking up for you could be entitled to a big cash award. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Now it's fast and easy to connect with the legal help you need after your car accident. Call 800-709-4667. The call is free, but you need to act now before time runs out on your claim. You need a lawyer to fight for you, protect you, and get you the compensation you need and deserve. Time's wasting. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Call now.
I considered suicide so I wouldn't put my family through all the pain.
Many of our warriors are returning home from the battlefield, only to face a new war as they struggle with devastating injuries. At Wounded Warrior Project, we understand. We're there to help.
Even though you think you're broken, you're not. It's the physical and the emotional healing that Wounded Warrior Project provides.
With a gift of just $19 a month, you can join Wounded Warrior Project. You'll help provide critically needed programs and services that rebuild lives.
Beautiful. Woo! There you go, buddy.
The ongoing needs of our wounded and their families will continue for many years to come. Now is the time to show your support. Call now or go online with your gift of just $19 a month and we'll send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket.
It made me feel that there's people out there that care about us.
After this event, we can finally maybe start to heal as a family and move forward.
We need your help. The families are hurting.
For many of our wounded heroes, the greatest casualty is being forgotten. That's why your gift of just $19 a month is so important. Please call or go online right now.
You shouldn't have to pay to talk to the people closest to you, or the people who used to be. That's why Umbrella Wireless is proud to announce the new Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan. Now you'll get unlimited calls to your best buddy, your mom, or Cindy, once she realizes that you're seriously meant for each other and should stop screening your calls. Now the 30 minutes of agonizing silence where you're both afraid to hang up may drain your battery, but it won't drain your wallet. And you'll get unlimited calls just to check if she still cares enough to pick up, with no extra charges. With the Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, your phone will automatically answer calls from your ex, because maybe she finally realizes that you're the only one for her and wants to get coffee sometime. Now, after lonely nights of looking at pictures of the road trip you took together when everything was great, your misspelled texts are absolutely free. The only thing you have to pay for is the booze. The Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, because she wants you back. She just doesn't know it yet.
Rod Eccles Show.
Toll free 603-835-3224 is the number to call should you wish to join me here live. Join your lovable host, El Rod, here on the Rod Eccles Show as I broadcast live somewhere out there in the hinterlands. Know how you say it, hinterlands? Or is it hinterlands? Hinterlands. I don't know. I don't speak German or Dutch or whatever that comes in. Social Security. You know, I had a little bit of an argument with people about Social Security. Folks, let me tell you something about Social Security. Social Security is an entitlement. And I get people telling me, it is not an entitlement, Rod. I paid into it. It's my money. Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but you've been lied to. And here's the reason why. Why is it that Obamacare supposedly passed muster in the Supreme Court of the United States? Well, simply because Obamacare is a tax. Nothing else. It's a tax. Because the government constitutionally can't do anything, can't force you to buy anything. They can't do anything to you. They can't take your money and give you health care like this because it's unconstitutional. So it had to be a tax. Now, with that said, the precedent was set for this being a tax back with FDR and Social Security. Now, of course, they tried to say, well, this is a retirement program and people can put their money in so they can get their own money out. But in order for it to pass constitutional muster, FDR also had to argue that Social Security is nothing more than a tax. Now, therefore, if it is a tax by law, you do not get to keep that money. It all goes into a general fund or a fund, therefore, directed by the Congress. Now, you can say that there was a lockbox or a trust fund, but again, actually, it's a tax. So it has to, if they wanted or needed money from the so-called Social Security lockbox or trust fund, because it's a tax, that's how they can take it and add it to the general fund. Because the general fund is what? Made up of what? Taxes. So people say, well, they're borrowing from... No, they're not really borrowing from the Social Security fund because you don't own the funds in there. I know everybody... I used to get these statements too annually or every other year telling me how much money that I have accrued. I haven't accrued a dime in Social Security. Neither have you. In fact, there are a lot of people that have taken out way more than they have ever put in. Some people have never put in a dime and they're taking out on Social Security, they're taking money out of it. So again, the only way that you can do that, because if it was as they promised and said, well, it's a retirement fund for those who pay into the system. Well, the only way that somebody who did not pay into the system could actually reap the benefits of said program is if this were a tax and Social Security were an entitlement. That's all it is, folks. It's an entitlement. I hate to burst your bubble, but that's what it is. Simply speaking, based on the law and the Constitution, Social Security is an entitlement. Therefore, if it is an entitlement, you're actually not really, truly entitled to it unless you meet government standards or criteria. I know that probably confuses some people, but that's the way it is. And so with that, they can decide, well, hey, if they want to say, well, you have to pee in a cup for a drug test in order before you can qualify for Social Security benefits, and that's what you have to do. There's a big push to have people be drug tested before they can get certain kinds of welfare or food stamp benefits, right? If the government wanted to do that for Social Security recipients, they could do so. Now, that would be kind of stupid considering that, a good slight majority of those receiving Social Security benefits are senior citizens, and they would many of them would probably fail a drug test because many senior citizens are on multiple different kinds of drugs. legal drugs, that is, they've been, prescriptions in order to keep them alive and keep them healthy and keep them sane. So some of them would believe it or not, they'd probably fail, but that's beside the point. So they could decide that, in order to save money on Social Security, that you would have to have a drug test or some other form of testing means before you could get Social Security benefits. Now, how can they do that? Because you don't actually own the money that they say that you have accrued and own. You don't, because it's a tax, and this is an entitlement. Which is why when Obama says, you know what, maybe, I don't need Congress to get some sort of fundamental gun control. So he's out there talking about, well, he's not really talking about, he's trying to put into place or, slide into place, if some 4 million or 4 to 5 million current recipients of Social Security benefits might have to give up their guns or their ability to get a gun. They might have to, they would have to get, under Obama's proposal, 4 to 5 million Americans receiving Social Security would have to give up their right to bear arms. Whether they have a gun or not would be irrelevant to the Obama administration. They're saying if you have a gun, you got to turn it in. If you don't have a gun, you can't get one. Plain and simple. But again, how can they do that? Because this is not something that that you earned. This is not something that you paid into, because if it was something that you paid into, well, it's yours. You're going to get it no matter what. Your insurance company just can't, or your mutual fund company or your 401k company just can't come to you and say, well, you know what? We're not going to disperse your 401k benefits when you become of age to receive them unless you take a piss test. Well, no, they can't do that. It's your money. They can't keep your money from you. So how can the government do it? Because it's not your money. That's how they can do it. Now, if they do this for Social Security, what means that, how are they going to, how would you possibly believe that they wouldn't be able to do it somewhere else? Instead of getting a drug test in order to get some, get SNAP or other welfare benefits, you just got to give up your gun rights. I know some people are out there saying, well, if you can't afford to feed your own kid, you shouldn't own a gun. But that's beside the point. The point is that you'd have to give up your right in order to get government services. What else could Obama circumvent Congress and the Constitution on in order to take your gun rights or any other right? Think about it. If he can get away with doing this, think about what he could do. Well, you know what? If you are, a fundamental Christian, well, we're not going to give you certain tax-free benefits of a church if you don't marry gay people. Same-sex marriages, if you don't have those ceremonies. Look, if they can do that with guns and Social Security, why can't they do that with a church or Christians? You got Christians being sued because they're not baking cakes or serving pizza, catering a pizza for a wedding or something, in different parts of the country. So don't think that couldn't happen. Very well could happen. So basically, Obama is proposing the largest gun grab in American history. And this is actually a story that's from the NRA ILA, Institute for Legislative Action. The NRA Institute for Legislative Action.org. As it was told in an LA Times story, the Social Security Administration, SSA, is currently developing a program to strip Second Amendment rights of over 4 million Americans currently receiving